All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. We got the one, the only, we got the living legend, Blue Flame Mega, right here live on
Hey,
the line. How you doing this evening, brother?
man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to still be here, man. In this COVID, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm feeling the same way, man. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel untouchable with this COVID stuff, though, man. But you know what I mean? Down here in Canada, it's crazy, man. We got a state of emergency, a stay-at-home order, man. So it most definitely messes with
Uh,
your mental health, man. But as long as you stay positive and stay motivated, anything's possible.
yes, sir, man. Definitely stay out the way. Anybody that's listening right now, man, please protect your families. I know the conspiracy theories say that the COVID ain't real, but I know some people dying from it. So protect your families, man.
I most definitely agree, man. It is a very serious matter, man. I don't know anybody that passed away, but I do know individuals that actually got it as well, and they survived, thankfully, man. But they're still
Thankfully.
feeling the after effects afterwards, man. Like it really does mess with them.
Definitely, man. I know a lot of people. So, I'm in California, so in California, man, it's like we're like a hot spot for it, and everybody's going through it. So, man, like I said, protect your families.
But I gotta ask you, Blue, like taking you back to the beginning, man, back when times were much more easier for everybody. Like, what actually inspired you to get into the music industry initially?
Um, Realistically, just to be honest, man, originally Michael Jackson, man, like the king of pop. He was like the first person that made me feel like I could do it. Like, man, it was just inspiring seeing somebody that come from an urban background be able to, basically take over the whole planet through music. And I was like, that is a gift that, you know, growing up, preachers were like the people in your community that, the whole community looked towards, and they gave you the guidance or whatever. But, Michael Jackson broke down barriers, man. So when I seen him, I was just like, wow, I didn't know exactly what I would do in the entertainment industry, but I was like, I had to be a part of it.
And I gotta agree, man. Michael Jackson is such a powerful individual, man. You know, despite what some people think or say about him, man, he most definitely is a king of pop, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Whenever I hear the song Michael Jackson's "Beat It," yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. I go ape shit, man. I love that joint.
Hey, as you should. It was really powerful, man. That, like you said, that's the exact word that I would definitely agree with. Powerful, because he changed the face of music. Not just urban but popular music. He broke MTV, and back in those days, it was still pretty much segregated even on television, and he showed his ability to cross over, and I just thought like that was magical. At that time, growing up as a little black kid, I thought to myself like, well, we just got to figure it out, and we'll have these little circuits we can run. And when I see him break MTV, I was like, okay, so anything is possible as long as I put in the work. So, man, that's just one person. I wouldn't say I idolize, because I don't really necessarily idolize anybody but my parents. But as far as industry goes, I just knew right when I seen him, when I seen those zippers and that magical glove, I was like, I got to be a part.
And I have to ask you, man, did you ever have the opportunity to actually see Michael Jackson live? Because I do know he did a lot of concerts, like, even leading up to his untimely and unfortunate death.
No, to be honest, man, I never actually got to see Michael Jackson perform live, but as life went on, I actually got to meet Michael Jackson. So to me, it was bigger than to ever seeing him on stage. I thought his on stage persona was man, it was an orbit of his own. But to really meet a person, man, to me that was just bigger, because the things that he said to me, he would have never said to me if I was just watching him from a stage.
Hey, man, and that's what's up, bro. You know what I mean? You got to meet the individual that really inspired you to actually get into this whole music thing.
Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. To be honest, it's still a business. That's one thing I noticed that a lot of artists don't realize, is that when you're coming into it, it's business. It's not, from the outside looking in, you just think that it's a performance that you're going to play. You're going to do stages and these women, and people might cry over you and all of that good stuff, and that's cool too. But Michael Jackson is the person who told me, like, this is a business and take it serious and as such. And ever since then, I have, man, I've been full force in straight business and thinking more business than talent, unfortunately. But I mean, that's what we're in. We're in a business.
And also, man, I noticed as well that you were actually signed currently to Gorilla Money Gang Records. I was wondering, how did yourself and Gorilla get connected, man? And of course, how did that record deal come to be for you?
To be honest, I had originally signed to a record label in 1997. They were called Blue Steel, and they had put me with some people with the gang, and I thought to myself then, like, okay, you know, this could be serious. But at that time, they just wanted to do management, and so my deal ended up being absorbed by a company called Illuminati Records, and in doing so, they just got to me and said, you know, hey, if now's the time, let's do it. And the money was right. And that's more, I was more concerned about that than anything, having the money right and playing the part. And that's really where it starts. So they came with a bag. And most people say, oh, man, independent is where it's at. It's cool. And I'm being honest with you, it's cool. But to have somebody who believe in you and put up their money to make sure your career go, I thought that was awesome. And I'm still for anybody who gets a record deal. Like, you know, independent is cool. Don't get me wrong. Independent is cool. But for somebody else to put their money up says a lot.
And also, man, I noticed as well that you were actually a member of the hip-hop group CHAP, C-H-A-P. I was wondering, man, what's the story behind the group's formation? And, of course, how did you meet the other members?
Well, to be honest, we all come from Long Beach, the city of Long Beach, and we're all out of, I guess you could consider it the Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg's Dog Pound. And growing up in Long Beach, man, we were some kids that came together and was just thinking, like, you know, let's form something to make it happen. And it's a couple other groups in the city that are just, they're not as big as Snoop Dogg, but they're like people who kind of like started actually before Snoop, and they're called TFA. And we all pretty much got together with them, and we formed this group called the CHAP, and it's just been on ever since.
And did you guys ever have the opportunity to work with Snoop Dogg and the Dog Pound, or were you guys kind of just like in the same city, but doing your separate stuff?
To be honest with you, we never worked with Snoop per se personally, but as people broke off, some of them did, some of them didn't. Me personally, I've always been a do-it-myselfer, make it happen myself, so it didn't matter to me if I worked with Snoop or not. But I did have records with people from the Dog Pound, like Daz Dillinger. I have a record with RBX, Five Footers, because Warren G's from Long Beach as well. So I have a few records with people from the Dog Pound, but not with Snoop Dogg per se.
And also, man, one thing I noticed while doing the research for this interview, man, like back in 2017, you actually released a single called God Strong featuring Oracle. And I have to ask you, man, how did yourself and Oracle get connected, man? Because I got to say, myself and her, like, we've grown a bond throughout the years of me doing radio and whatnot. And I got to say, she is such a phenomenal individual, man. So I already know it must have been amazing just to be able to be in the studio with her and cook up some heat like that.
I totally agree, man. Oracle it's hard to even explain what she is, man. Like, she's such a creative individual. She worked with Tupac. You know, her family is Mosey, who produced for him also. But, man, she's just a phenomenal human being, man. And yeah, when we put out that record, you know, she's somebody that we all know from the city as well. And when we got together, I just knew something magical was gonna happen, and it did, man. And I'm just thankful that I was able to be a part of it.
And I have to agree, man. Like when you talk about Oracle, man, it's so hard to put her into words, man. Because I gotta say, she is a gifted singer. She's pretty much gifted at anything she touches. And I'm not even just saying this because we're talking about her and we're live. I'm just saying the truth, man. And I gotta say, she's probably one of the best singers I personally ever heard.
I totally agree. That's why I had to work with her. And then she's somebody who worked with Tupac as well. And, you know, knowing Tupac was a great thing in this lifetime as well. So I just had to do a record with her. It was when I made the call and said, hey, I got a record for you. She said, unequivocally, let's do it. And the rest has been history.
And I have to ask you, man, do you guys have any new projects currently in the works? Because I know right now, like, you know, she's still doing her singing type stuff. Like, do you have any plans to put her on one of your newest records?
For sure, for sure, for sure. Unfortunately, because I'm signed to a label, I have to, everything has to. That's the one thing about being signed to a record company is hard because everything has to, go through a proper channel. But she's definitely somebody that I'm planning to reach out to. We have some singles that we're going to release, but she's for sure in the future. That's without saying.
And also, man, directly after this interview, I'm going to be playing one of the songs that you actually sent in by the name of On Mamas, man, featuring 2 scoops of the Dove Shack, bro. I was wondering, man, can you tell us a bit more about On Mamas, man? And, of course, how did you get connected with 2 Scoops?
Well, 2 Scoop is from the city that I'm from. Also, our city in the 90s was just infused with talent, man, and we pretty much took over the industry. Warren G and both Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, rest in peace. They were just monumental in our cities, and they're staples. So growing up in, like I said, the Dog Pound era and Warren G's G-Funk, you kind of knew everyone knows everyone. We're all connected, even though we're far away, we're still all connected. And I was a part of the hip-hop scene then. And so me and 2 Scoop, we had just built a relationship over the years, and he would come to my studio sessions and give me pointers when I was a kid, like, yo, you should maybe do it this way versus that way or whatever it might be. And, man, a few times we were able to just do something that never had been done before. So it's been a blessing.
And I agree, man. I gotta say, man, I remember when Summertime in the LBC dropped, bro. That was absolute fire, even down here in Canada. That shit was melting snow down here.
Definitely, man. It was everywhere. That was one of the biggest records to date for the Dove Shack, period, man. That's like their main record. That's their staple record in our city. But, these people are gods in my city. That's how we look at them, as artists that's coming under them. These people, like I said, are like gods. So, we're just trying to keep our legacy going. The sound has changed, of course. The hip-hop industry is so fickle. Today you're in, tomorrow you're not. But, like I said, we're just trying to keep our legacies going and make an impact for future generations.
And also, man, back on May 11th of 2018, you actually dropped Young and Ruthless, man. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that record. And, of course, where can we snag ourselves some copies today?
Okay, well, Young and Ruthless, man, that was a record I did with a producer named Johnny Cash. He's out of a small city in the city of Adelanto. It's like in the Victorville area, I guess you could call it, like going north, like towards Vegas. And I met the kid online, and I was just digging his sound, and I was like, it's got to be something that we could do together to make something happen that could be lasting, and we did that. And to be honest, we did the first record, the Young and Ruthless record, that was really received well. And then we started working on the Young and Ruthless 2 record. That's been phenomenal. It's been received phenomenally. And right now we're in the works of doing a new record, and the record that we're about to drop right now, of course. And yeah, man, it's just, like I said, it's just been, like I said, I like to use the word magic because that's exactly what it's been. It's been magic.
And one thing I gotta ask, man, when you brought up a new record you guys are doing, and I know your fans are probably thinking the same, but I do know yourself as well being signed to a label and whatnot, you can't let too many cats out of the bag. But what can we expect from your record release that you're currently cooking up right now?
Well, the lead single on the new record is called Hit a Lick, and to be honest with you, it's something totally different. It's definitely different than the On Mama's record. That was a few years back. And the music has changed a lot. And my record company, they've decided to send me in a different direction. And they want me to be able to compete with the artists that's going on now. So I have upcoming records with people, still from my city, like Neb Love from the 5-Footer. She'll be on the record. But like I said, they're sending me in a different direction. So the music that we're going to release now sounds more like of today. I'm not going to say that's a positive thing or not, but it's what's up today. And like I said, the record company you know, when you sign to a record label, you got to pretty much do what they tell you to do.
And you know what? It's justifiable, man. It is what it is. It's the obligations of a contract. You know what I mean? So
For
at the end of the day, man, it's all about making money and making hits, man. So you know what? And record labels are good at that, man. They're good at producing hits.
They are, man, and it's being a part of the machine. And that's why I would tell any artist, I'm not saying you should put yourself in a position to where you would take the short end of the stick. I would always tell anybody that's upcoming to first be about your business. So put yourself in the best position for you. But if you think about it, if you don't really have the funds to compete with a major, you might want to think about signing to a major label. You know, sign to a major label. Put yourself in a position once you're at a major label to be able to continue to, you know, maybe own your masters or, you know, have the big end of the publishing. And that's what I would tell any artist today, because you need a machine. You need the marketing. You need the promotion. And that usually you can't do for yourself.
And Blue, I gotta ask you, man. So, what is next for you? Because I know you have a lot of amazing projects, and I know I probably missed quite a few during this broadcast. But what's next for you, man? Is there anything I missed? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? While we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Yeah. So right now, man, I'm a partial owner of a designer brand called Cashmere, and Vivendi Cashmere. And right now, man, we, you know, I hate to toot the horn, but it's going to be the next brand that's going to be around for a lifetime. You know, there's other brands out there, of course, that's designer like Gucci and Fendi and all these other brands, but this Italian brand, I really feel like it could be the next brand that could take over. So I'm just thankful to be a part of them, and I'm working on a young artist through Gorilla Money Gang Records, and his name is T3 Dada, and I feel like he's the future.
And man, going back to the Cashmere side of things, man, I just by the name of that designer line, man, you can just hear the prestige in that, like Cashmere, man. It makes me want to go out and buy some Cashmere.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, when I was a kid, you know, to have Cashmere, you were considered prestigious, and someone thought to make that, you know, the next big thing, man. And even though they're ground roots at the moment, I just know once the marketing is right and they're having major artists inside of this and this platform, and then the machine gets behind it, it'll be out of here. So I was just, you know, I'm thankful to be a part of their progress, you know.
And quickly, just going back to when you said you're actually helping young artists grow, what we have you here live, man. Like, what is his IG handle, man? That way we can actually encourage our listeners to go out and actually shoot him a follow and stay updated on what he currently has in the works.
Okay, well his IG is T3 Dada. That's the name on IG, man. And he's a kid that's just getting started. He's young. He's personable. He just has it, man. He got the look. He got the sound. I mean, it's rare you get somebody that has the look and the sound and that has the humbleness to be able to grow in this business. And when I talk to him, it's like I'm an older person than him, and I'm able to tell him, like, hey, this is how you do this and how you manipulate that and get away with this, and, you know, and right now he's just young. He's chasing the bag, and he has all these, you know, women on him and different other labels that's trying to steal him as well. But, man, he just has it. So if you guys on IG, check him out. His name is T3 Dada. He's the future.
And Blue, this is also the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, your social media handles, man. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Blue Flame Mega if they're not already doing so.
Well, if you're not already on Blue Flame Mega, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're lacking. But, no, I'm just joking, man. To be honest with you, everything for me is Blue Flame Mega, whether you're on IG, Twitter, I know that sounds old, Snapchat, you know what I mean, if you're on Likey, all the new platforms. But if you're on the old platforms as well, Blue Flame Mega, look for the blue check. Yeah, shout-outs-wise, I want to give a shout-out, of course, to Gorilla Money Gang Records. They're the reason why I eat. Definitely want to give a shout-out to Vivendi Cashmere. they right now, man. Shout outs to T3 Dada. Like I said, he's next, man. If y'all looking for a young artist that got the vibe and the sound, check for him. Who else? I want to give a shout out to my boy Nelly, Dub Mac. These are all people that's upcoming. Definitely want to give a shout out to my brother in this, Sly Fi. He's a phenomenal artist himself. Got to give a shout out to the Oracle. You know what I mean? She's amazing, man. And if you're looking for a singer, she will give you what you want. But she's top dollar, so make sure you're top dollar. Definitely. But as far as that goes, man, give the whole shout out to the city of Long Beach, man, for looking out for me, the whole United States. Canada, what it do?
And I gotta say, Blue, thank you so much again for just taking a little bit of time out of your busy evening to come on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM right here in the heart of Canada. I gotta say, man, here in Canada, we got nothing but love for West Coast hip-hop, man. So if you keep making
I appreciate that.
Hey, brother, if you keep making it, we here in Canada are gonna keep spinning it. You already know what to do.
That's what it is, man. Much love from your boy Blue Flame. Thanks, DJ Immortal.
Most definitely, brother. Have yourself a wonderful night, man, and most definitely stay safe out there in the LBC.
Definitely, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Peace.